What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Work With Me podcast. This is episode 6.
Episode 6.
It's the 6th edition, and we're here. So today we're going to be talking about how to stay creative and content during the coronavirus.
Absolutely. COVID-19.
COVID-19. I mean, we've all heard about it. We've all seen the news. I mean, toilet paper's out.
Yeah, right.
Hand sanitizer's gone, and we're stuck inside. So how do you stay motivated throughout that whole entire process? So we'll talk about that later.
Right.
But first, let's go ahead and get into the good news for the day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Amongst all this COVID-19 stuff, there's a lot of negativity going around and a lot of chaos. And I think, to find some good news out of this would be something positive to spread to the viewers of this podcast. For instance, pollution is lower because cars aren't really traveling that much, maybe in the U.S. because it's complete chaos here. For instance, in China, air pollution is dropping immensely. I think you said, 34%? Yeah, 30%. Because factories aren't running, cars aren't driving on the streets in China. They say skies are clear there, which is insane. I'm kind of thinking that's definitely good for the earth and the bees.
Yeah. Gotta save those bees. And yeah, you can see, I'll go ahead and put the map up on the screen, but in China in general, pollution has dropped significantly, man. It's a lot. I mean, it's almost night and day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's always it's a two-sided coin with these sort of things. Like,
ooh, I like that.
Yeah, the coronavirus is terrible. It's killed many people and stuff, but it's also giving people a chance to go back to their roots and see their family.
Right, take a break, especially college kids. They're getting out of school till I think August and maybe some later. Who knows? Yeah. Depending on how long this outbreak is. But I mean, they get a break. They have online classes, so they're still learning. But the fact that they can go home, spend time with their families, just have a mental break. I think that's really good for especially college students and people of our generation. Because we don't know what this is exactly, and
it's new. It's scary, but
yeah, and the fact that we can go home and spend time with our family, just even for a little bit, is definitely worth doing.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, that brings us into our main topic, which is how to stay creative, stay motivated, and stay content during the coronavirus. So when you're locked in, when the walls are around you and you can't get out, what do you do to stay right in the mind? Because I know when I get stuck inside for more than a week or however long, honestly, a couple days, I start really tearing myself down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I like to go places to open my mind a little bit, stay creative. But now I really don't feel like it's safe to do that, so I gotta figure out a way to do that here.
Yeah.
I think.
So what do you do in your daily life, as of now, to stay ahead of the game on the coronavirus?
So I guess just different ways that during this COVID-19 outbreak that I'm trying to be creative is I'm writing definitely a lot more songs, just writing general stories, different things, even a couple letters. I don't even know if I'm going to send them, but, just trying to keep that mind open since I can't go out and, open it from there. Definitely spending time inside with a pen and a paper is definitely my go-to. I don't know about you.
Yeah, so being the fact that I work in the film industry full-time, that's my job. I've got no work right now. Everyone's shut down. Everyone's kind of moving on and hunkering down for this virus, and that means no film work for me. So with no income and just kind of living off the savings right now, I'm trying to kind of expand my creative mind, meaning that I'm going on my phone and using GarageBand to make beats.
Right.
Yeah,
like we used to do with all those edits.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to dive into something that I've never done before, and it's scary. Audio is kind of insane. Making music is insane, but I'm trying to stretch my mind and do something different than I usually would, besides trying to make films or whatever it may be, and finding new music. Actually, speaking of music, that's always a super creative and it's refreshing. Because I'm, instead of just looking into Spotify Discover Weekly or whatever it is, I'm trying to go into YouTube and find the songs that I've never heard of before, the underground kind of songs from different artists, and I don't know, it's giving me a whole new outlook, trying to listen to new music.
No, absolutely. And a big thing for the Hive brands is, of course, our song of the day that we post. on a regular basis, and I think we're finding a lot more music to post, which is really exciting for us.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier on our parts rather than having to look up a song every day.
Yeah.
I already got the next ones lined up, and I have to thank COVID-19 for that.
Yeah. There is good out of the evil, honestly. And then lastly, taking care of business. Getting the dirty work done. I'm trying to clean the place, do taxes, do the stuff that I really don't want to do, but you need to do on a daily basis. So working ahead and making sure that if this coronavirus thing ends tomorrow, that I've got everything done that I need to have done. And I'm taking a step forward versus a step back.
No, absolutely. And that's the main thing about this thing is you can't really let it get you down. You still have to keep working like it's not even there. To an extent, I mean...
You can't go out to, like, a big event with 100 people and get coughed on and expect to be okay.
Exactly.
Like,
no,
Yeah.
Take it in full stride in regulation. And, just being safe about what you're doing. I think if you can do that and still achieve creativeness, then I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, you have to balance. Balance is very important, especially in these times, but... I would definitely take full advantage of all the extra time that everyone has, because online classes now give college students a chance to catch up, and it gives a chance of businesses to do work that they didn't have time for before.
No, exactly. I mean, I think the best thing that people can do right now is try and look on the positive side of this thing, because social media is really getting everybody down, spreading all the bad news. It's hard to stay positive in this kind of environment, and I think it's important for us too, because positivity is, I think one of the best medicines out there is having
the right mindset.
That right mindset, absolutely. I think that is a very big thing.
Because it's true. Like scrolling through TikTok, yes, I have TikTok. Yeah, I'll scroll through TikTok, and 5 or 6 songs, or 5 or 6 videos in a row will just be coronavirus. What's the coronavirus? How do you treat the coronavirus? It's wearing down on me to the point where, obviously you go to the store and you get reminded every day when you look in the toilet paper section, and you're like,
oh yeah. I mean, everything's wiped out now at Walmart's, any supermarket. It's just insane.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of freaking out going on right now. Like everyone's kind of over their heads with this thing, and I get it, it's new, but man, we gotta look on the positives, take a step back, and reassess.
Reassess, absolutely, man. I think in the media is just, especially the media, is drawn this way out of proportion. I mean, I know it's getting big, it's rising, growing day by day, but we can't. Let that break our spirits.
No, not at all. We can I don't know. It's so important to stay ahead, especially during this time.
The world will be okay. We're all gonna be okay. We just have to get through it together and not all...
We gotta help each other out.
Yeah, not try and kill each other over toilet paper.
Yeah.
Just everybody relax. Get a couple of canned goods, a couple more rolls. I saw people buying bundles of this stuff, man. For 3 years worth of toilet paper.
It's important to be prepared, but not prepared for 3 years.
Exactly, because you're taking away that chance for other people to get prepared.
Yeah.
And businesses... They need toilet paper and stuff like that to run. They need to have
it's required for them to have toilet paper.
They have to shut down.
Yeah.
And if they shut down, they lose business, And so people really just can't freak out about this kind of stuff because they're harming other businesses and other people, even if they don't think about it. So I think we all just need to take a step back, breathe a little, reassess, and take it day by day.
Reevaluate. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, obviously, I got a haircut, but I got it earlier today, and since all the sports are down, I didn't even think about it when I watched sports clips, and I was excited to see, baseball, football, basketball, something. But no, I sat down in the chair, look over at the TV, and there is tractor pulling going on. Tractor pulling.
So while you're getting this haircut, this lady's cutting your hair, you're sitting up and watching tractor pulling.
Oh, yeah, and I asked her what it was, and she looked over, and she was like, never seen that before in my life. So me and her were just watching it together, cheering for, I think it was Hillbilly Bobcat or something like that. These names were crazy.
Shout out to all my my professional tractor pulling athletes out there. Respect to you guys. But
for today's episode, we will go ahead and dedicate it to tractor pulling.
All right, today's episode was sponsored by tractor pulling.
You know, because if one sport's got to go on, at least we can watch something.
Save the tractor pulling, bro. Save the tractor
pulling.
Save the tractor pulling.
set up a sub fund for tractor pulling.
You heard it here. We'll go ahead and donate another 10% to tractor pulling if you give us another 10% of your order. You just gotta even it out.
Yeah. You just give us 10% of your money, and we'll donate ish.
So, I've been sipping this coffee throughout the episode, and it's decaf, and it's not working at all.
No.
How was yours?
Man, you know, I think this is the first cup of decaf I've had in my life, actually. And
What's
it tastes
the
like
point,
coffee,
man?
but there's no point, you know? I'm tired, man. I'm tired from work. And I needed a cup of coffee.
All right, so that was another episode of the Work Review Podcast. This one was a little bit more serious. I think the time's definitely called for something a little bit more serious in the podcast.
Yeah, you know, we couldn't not address the situation going on around everybody.
No, it's the elephant in the room. Like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
So we decided to try to pick at it one bite at a time and try to pick apart what is actually good about the coronavirus.
Yeah. You know,
what's good that's come out of it, because it's not necessarily a good thing.
No, not at all. But it's always good to keep a positive mindset to what's coming from this, I think. But yeah, once again, I'm Brett.
And this is Andrew, and that was another episode of the Work Review Podcast. Let's go.